welcome to Nightlife with Gary. So I am sorry because we had to postpone the live like an hour back. So I know it wasn't the right time for everyone, so we are really sorry about this. But some of you could make it, so it's still fine. How are you all doing? Gary is not even waking up. He has his sleepy face. Oh, you're getting an axolotl taco. That's good. So you know that you have to cycle your tank before having your axolotl, don't you? Oh, you're early, Wolfie. He's just here being cute. You have cycled it for 7 months? How, like, it's way too much. What happened with your cycle? Gary is a chunky lord. I wonder how many axolotls are named Gary now. There must be so much. So we got Gary in a pet shop. In the UK, axolotls are legal, so we don't really need anything special here. What is the funniest Gary story you have? That's a good question. What fun story do we have about Gary? I don't know. He's doing so much like weird things. I don't know if we have like a really funny one. Like he does lots of like not weird things, but like
I don't know about stories. Just things that he does that are weird.
yeah, just things he does are cute and weird at the same time.
A lot of the stories that we've got is when he's been injured or something,
Yeah.
and we've had to like take care of him like that.
There is lots of story where like he had mothballs before, and he always put them in his house, and then he's gonna be upset because he can't go in his house anymore, even though he's the one who put the mothball in the house. There is that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there is when he likes to squeeze himself upside down, nose in the sand first, in tiny places, and I think that he's stuck when he is not. He just likes to squeeze himself in some tiny places, and so I not unlock, but like free him from the space he was, because I thought he was stuck. And then he's just looking at me, judging me, being like, why did you do that? I was fine. So he does cute things like that, but weird at the same time. Oh, hello, Paige. We are good, thank you. Why did you get Gary? We got Gary because we wanted an aquatic pet, but we didn't knew at the time that we would get an axolotl. We just went to the pet shop and wanting to like get a fish, and it didn't went like this. Isn't it always like that when you go in the pet shop? You never know with what you're gonna like, what you're gonna take back to your home. Oh, you have an axolotl coming soon. There's a lot of you having like axolotl soon, so I hope you all guys know how to cycle your tanks. Oh, Gary did a little yawn. So I think axolotls are cute, but I know nothing about them. Do they have to stay in water? And if not, how long can they stay out of the water? So they have to stay in the water. They can't be out of the water or they're gonna die. Oh, Saffron Bill, the axolotl, thank you so much. You're always donating to us. Thank you so much. Hi Gary, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much, Saffron Bill. No, Gary, where you go? This is when Gary is losing his balance. It's really cute to watch. He's running away from. No, he's not. Look, he's coming close. Epic Gamer Gary. It's Gamer Gary, but he's surrounded with rainbow lights. This would be epic. So, oh, Gary's moving. Huh. So I told you last live that I was working on the website and I worked really hard and the website is up. So I'm gonna put the link to the website. So on the website you can find merch about Gary. I put a lot of merch related to the live that we made, like the Gary Potter one, the Gary with wings and the unicorn thing. And there is the blog, and there is also like informative stuff about Gary. So it's kind of a complete thing. You have the Discord on it, and you have a new way to support Gary, which is a Patreon. We've been working on the Patreon for the last week because I did a little poll on the YouTube community, and you guys were really like on for it, so we made one. So I hope that the benefits I put in the Patreon will suit you. I hope. Do not hesitate to tell me if there anything you want more. I think I'm missing things on. Oh, thank you, Jam, so much. Thanks for answering my question. Give Gary some nice treats. Oh, thank you so much. And Taco, thank you so much too. How do you put some little emojis like that? Yeah, did you know that when axolotls are baby, they are so transparent you can see their organs? Yes, especially on leucistic like Gary. When we got Gary, he was 3 months old and you could see through him, like legit everything. Just curious, does the merch Patreon money go towards like giving Gary a bigger tank or something like that? So it will always like give things to Gary. We need more plants for Gary, more substrate, and maybe someday a new tank. But tanks here are really expensive. It's not like in the US. I know that in the US it's kind of cheap. Like you have I don't know if it's $1 per gallon or something.
What?
Like in the US, the tanks are really cheaper than here in the UK. Here in the UK, it's insanely expensive. someone bought a big plushie of an axolotl. We don't have a lot of merch like of axolotls here in the UK. It's kind of rare. Are you going to book him today, or are you going to let Gary do his own thing? Anything is fine. So Gary already had his num num today because Gary's dad forgot to give him num num yesterday, so I had to give Gary his num num this morning. So Gary already had the num num and I already booked him, so we can't really give him too much food today. Is Gary the cutest one in the house of yours? Yes, Gary is the cutest. Gary is the cutest. How do you look after him? So we don't really do much now because our tank is cycled. We just make sure that everything is clean, and we do water tests sometimes to see if our tank is still cycled, because sometimes it can crash. So even though your tank is running for a good amount of months or even years, you really still need to do water testing to see if everything is good. And that's almost it, because Gary is like really chill by himself. He doesn't do any damage to the tank or things like that. We just have to rearrange everything when we do water change, because Gary likes to dig out things. Like I put plants just next to Gary's spot and all the plants are gone. Like it didn't last a day. Gary just moved everything and I don't even know where the plants went. Like I don't know. They must be like floating somewhere. I have no idea. But Gary likes to like move everything around his tank a lot. Yeah, you don't really need to do a lot once everything is set up. Just the usual water change and cleaning, that's it. I'm just giving Gary food and attention and playing with Gary. How often do you do water change? Oh, Gary, where are you going? Oh, Gary, are you hungry? Are you hungry, Gary? I see your nose is down. If I see you eat something, I'm gonna give you 1 or 2 pellets, okay? Okay, Gary? He's ready for my love. No, he's not. He's not. Come on, Gary. Up. So if it's moving a lot. My axolotl chases me around the tank, always wanting food. But axolotls are like this. They are always look hungry, even though they are not really, but you know. This is how Gary is. What happened to Gary's tail? So Gary is born like this. When we got Gary, he already had his tail like this. So there's nothing we can do, and we kind of know that Gary is a bit special, because when he hears, he doesn't hear really right. He's overhearing. That's what you see on Gary's back here. It's like an injury that he overhealed. That's why it's doing a big what scar, something like that on him. and it's even getting colors on it. And it's the same thing for his little lump. It's when he heals, and sometimes he does bubbles like this. He have the same thing on his finger because he injured his little finger, and now there is a kind of a little bubble on it.
Is that the finger that he injured, or is that the
Yes.
finger that came off?
Injured, not came off. But maybe it's the same one because I think he likes to. I don't know what he does with this finger, but he's getting injured a lot. My axolotls are way too active. Like, oh, wait, why did it delete the message? But my axolotls literally never sleep, they just run around and dig. Yes, so it depends on the axolotl. Gary is kind of sleepy right now. He likes to sleep a lot. But sometimes he is really active, but not now. Now he's not. It's kind of winter for him, winter mood, so he's not doing much and he's just resting. That's all he does. He's moving sometimes, but not too much, not too quick. Where are you going, Gary? Oh, so Gary just bonked on the rock that's in the tank. This is how bad his eyesight is. Oh, from Jam! Thank you so much! Do axolotls make good pets? Are they very social and enjoy to play? Also, can you tell us 3 interesting facts about axolotls? So, I think Gary for me is a really good pet. Like, I don't know for others, but like there is things like you can't really hug your axolotls. So there is that. It's not like a dog or a cat where you can stroke and everything. You can't really do that with Gary, but you can still interact with him or any other axolotls. But it also depends on their character. So I know that Gary is especially social and likes to communicate with us, like look at us a lot. And he also, like, you can leave him alone and he wouldn't mind. He doesn't really care being alone, but he does look at us kind of all the time. So it depends if you want to have a pet that you can actually pet. To be honest, is that because you can't do that with your axolotl. You can only give a gentle boop from time to time, not all the time, because it's gonna harm his slime coat. And what else did you ask me? So if you want a pet that you just want to enjoy and look at living his own life, an axolotl is kind of made for you, but you have to know that it requires a lot of care. You can't really go on holidays for too long because you need to do water change. So keep that in mind too. Then 3 interesting facts about axolotls. So you already know that axolotls have a really bad eyesight. It's just what happened when Gary bonks on everything. They do not have eyelids, so that's why we don't put lights when we don't do live. Or we like to dim the light when we can. Another fact about axolotls, they have different ways to breathe. So you know that Gary's gills or how he breathes, but he also have little lungs, so that's why he gloops on air from time to time, and he's an amphibian, so he also breathes through his skin. So it's different ways for him to breathe. How many facts did I say? So another fact, just to finish, is that Gary can like heal or regrow any limbs at an extent, which means like he can regrow part of his brain, only part. Like if you take everything, he's not gonna regenerate anything. Just like a third of his brain, he can regenerate that. If he just injure himself and lose an arm, he can regenerate that.
Yeah. Well, there's
But there is a downside to it because you don't really know how he's gonna regenerate. Maybe sometimes axolotls can regenerate, but wrongly. Like the arm is gonna go backward, or he's gonna grow extra toes or fingers. Like you never really know how it's gonna turn. It depends on the axolotl and the genetic that he have. That's also why I know that we can't really breed Gary, because his genetic is not the best, and we don't want to put bad genetics out there in the axolotl world, because it's already really like restricted in the genes, so you don't want anything bad to go out there. Otherwise you're gonna have only wonky axolotls like Gary. Gary is wonky, but we love him. We don't care. We don't care, Gary. Does Gary love me? Gary loves everyone. So I see that Gary is not moving. I'm gonna try to do a uni-Gary. I'm gonna try to, because every time he sees the pen, he knows. Here you go. You have a uni-Gary. Uni-Gary. Oh, Jam, thank you so much for donating. Don't donate so much, please. It's okay. Don't worry. Oh, you have to go, Pandora. Thank you for joining us today. I know it's really late for some of you, so don't worry.
it's late for us as well.
Gary, how long? I don't understand this question. Oh, Gary's gone.
How long is Gary? I guess.
Oh, how long is Gary? In centimeters, Gary is 28 centimeters. I don't have a thing to erase the drawing. Where's the thing to erase
I
it?
don't know where it went.
Oh no, we lost the thing to erase Gary's little drawings. Where did it go? I mean, I can still use that. Do you have one that's already
here it
open?
is.
Oh.
I moved it back.
Okay.
We need to wash that.
Oh, Gary went back to the uni, Gary. Okay, we're gonna stay like this. Okay, Gary, good. You behave.
That's the first time.
Your face mask timer is up. Yeah, go wash this face mask. Don't want you to let it too long. Wait, is the stream ending? No.
9 inches is centimeters.
No, it's 28 centimeters.
No. Alicia said, my axolotl is 9 inches. I don't know how long that is in centimeters.
Why did you name him Gary? So we named him Gary just because when we went out of the pet shop, Gary's dad said that he looks like a Gary, and that's it. It was Gary.
Like that's it. There's no like really like big story or anything.
Yeah. Gary, you moved. You moved. Does Gary do that thing where he sticks his head out of the water and squeak? Yes, Gary does that. We actually have a video about it. Oh my god, Jam! In so thank you so much! That's donation, I promise. I love this channel and Gary so much. And can you have multiple axolotl in one tank? Yes, you can! As long as they are the same gender and the same size. And that's it. And enough floor space so they can live all together. And you also have to feed them well, so they won't bite each other, because yes, axolotls are carnivorous and cannibal. So they could eat each other's limbs if they are really hungry, so you want to avoid that.
And have to be the same size.
I said that already. I did. Said that they have to be the same size. Thank you so much, Jan. I wish Gary would doot on stream. What does doot mean? I don't know. Oh no, my mom said I couldn't have an axolotl, so now I'm very sad. Oh, thank you, Canada, for joining us today. Thank you, thank you. Do they have lots of babies? Yes, hundreds of them. A lot. Like every time they make babies, they have a lot. Like it's always 100. Oh, I'm sorry. Moving a lot. How much does Gary cost? So an axolotl like Gary is quite cheap. It's around maybe $15, something like that. It's like really is kind of cheap. How are you doing, Gary? Can axolotls eat salmon? Yes, actually Gary always have salmon during Christmas, and only Christmas, because salmon is really fat, so you can't give too much salmon to Gary. You have to prepare the salmon before giving it to your axolotl. I buy the salmon raw and not salted, like a really fresh piece of salmon, no salt added, nothing. And then when you get it, you just cut it into pieces, like bite pieces for your axolotl. So maybe just 3 or 4 bites. And then you put it in your freezer for at least 30 days to kill all the bacteria. And then when you want to feed your axolotl your salmon, you just put it in a cup, put some aquarium water in the cup, let it defrost. It just takes 5 minutes, and then you can give it to your axolotl. Big Is Gary, yeah, Gary's dad from Canada. Okay, Canada is giving you a kiss.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Because he's French, and we French do always kiss people. You say bye or hi. Yeah, make sure there is not so much fat. But it's kind of hard because there is always fat on salmon. Please tell Gary I love him. By Mitty Kitten. How do axolotls sleep? So you can spot axolotls sleep when they don't move and their gills are going whitish. It's when you know they are resting because they don't have a lot of blood flow in their gills. This is when you can like know that Gary is sleeping, or an axolotl. But he doesn't have eyelids, so you can't really see when he's sleeping, you know. Can you boom him? No, I can't because I already did it this morning. So I can't do it too much. It's Gary's dad's fault.
Huh?
Because Gary's dad forgot to give Gary food yesterday.
Yeah.
So I had to do it this morning. So we can't give more food today. So blame Gary's dad, not me. How often do you have to clean Gary's aquarium? So we do it every 1 week or 2 weeks. It depends on if we spot a lot of dirt or not. But Gary's tank is really always clean because there is only one Gary in it. Because this aquarium is made for like 2 axolotls, but there is only Gary in it. So he doesn't mess the aquarium that much. So we do it when we are like really on the cleaning thing. We can do it every week or every 1.5 weeks. It depends if we see that the tank is really messy or not. From what I've seen on Nature program, those frills on an axolotl's neck are used to catch food particles in the wild. Is it true? I don't think so. It's made for him to breathe. Like what you see, like the red you see on the gills, are actually like the blood coming in and doing the exchange of oxygen. So I don't think it's served on catching food. Oh, this is my first time on an actual live stream and it's perfect. Thank you so much, Lavender. Did you remove your face mask? Please do Gary, but I did it! I did it already. I'm gonna try to do it again. Gary, be cute. No, I don't have... Wait, I need to close my pen first because I don't have enough ink on it because I let it open. Should I have done that? Oh, you screenshotted Gary. You can put it in the Discord so we can have it. So if any of you are not in the Discord, Gary's dad can put a link so you can join us. And we always put like some screen share about the live we just did, or like Gary's soldiers and army do it. Okay, here I come. Oh, Gary knows. Oh no, my pen is not working. And Gary knows every time I like put the pen next to Gary, he does know. My pen. I need to close it before. Oh damn! So Gary's dad just showed me that we have a royal guard in our Discord now. So the royal guard is like the closest guard to Gary, and it's the highest rank on our new Patreon. So welcome, and it's Mira. Welcome to our close guard of Gary, and thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate that. So maybe I didn't really explain what's on the Patreon thing, like the tier that we have. So we made 4 tiers in our Patreon. The smallest one is at £3. Like we put it really low because like I know that not everybody can like donate, and that's really normal. And what you have in this tier is a special rank, which is Commander of Cuteness, and you have a special channel to every Patreon, like patrons all together, so it's a new channel for them to hang out. The second one is, oh, you also have a shout out. Can you just put the page, because I don't remember everything I put, like the Patreon page, so I can explain to people. Go down. Yes.
Oh.
So yes. So there is a little bit up. Yes, the Commander of Cuteness. You have your Patreon only name, your Discord. Go down. And your name in the credit of the videos. The second tier is Captain of Cuteness. So you will have this title in our Discord. You will also have access to the behind the scene channel. So everything we do, like when we don't stream Gary, everything like the life of Gary when he's not live. You have also 20% off our merch on top of everything that you have before. The third one is the Admiral of Cuteness. So you have all the previous benefits plus another, like the rank, the other rank. You have early access to the new videos of Gary, and you have exclusive voting power to polls. Like we have another channel on Discord where we're gonna do polls exclusively for people on Patreon, and you will get special sticker, Gamer Gary sticker, with a new kind of design. And you have the Royal Guard, like you have all the benefits from before, plus you have like an exclusive merch of Gary, which include a sticker, a mug, a t-shirt, and a hoodie. And that's it. So there is a lot of things you can have on our Patreon. Just tell me if there is things that you would like me to like add up or anything, because I can still change things since it's the really beginning. So tell me if there is anything you want. Do you have any cute nicknames that you call Gary? So I call Gary a lot of different names. I call him my chunky boy, my chunky chunk, my baby Gary. What do I call him? My little baby Gary, and that's it.
Well, yeah, but
Chunky boy, chunky chunk.
Voice.
Yes. Yes, because I always like do some kind of voice when I speak to Gary. Like maybe one day I'm gonna do it. But yes, this is all the nicknames I give to Gary.
Oh yeah, Discord link, I forgot.
Yeah, put the Discord link. It's okay, don't worry. So what I said in the website is it's okay if you can't donate money, but there is other way, like free way to support us, which is liking our videos, putting comments and sharing. This is really helping us. So you can just support us by doing that, and it's really fine, don't worry. Yeah, very cute chunk. Gary is a chunky boy. It's my chunky boy. Hello Gary, what do you feed him? So we feed Gary, at the moment we feed him pellets because he's turning down his worms, but we usually give Gary worms, but just now he doesn't like them anymore. So for now it's pellets, carnivore pellets. He really loved them. Chunky boy. Yeah, Gary is kind of a chunky boy. He's not really chunky because he's just like the right size of how a healthy axolotl should be. So he's not really chunky, but I still like to call him my chunky boy. How much did he cost? So if you mean just Gary by himself, I think it was £14, something like this. 14?
Don't remember now.
Yeah, it was. Gary was really cheap.
It wasn't a lot.
Yeah, so it was only £14, but the whole setup of Gary cost around £1,000. When I say the whole setup, I really mean the whole setup, like the tank and the stand, decoration, substrate, filter, chiller, light, plants, everything. It's around 1,000. Gary cost us a lot, but we like to make Gary happy, so we don't really care. How much are axolotls in general? It will be around £15. Like, they don't really cost a lot. Oh, thank you, Zedzoid, for sharing the live stream. Thank you so much. Zigzoid, I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. What does Gary do for fun? Gary likes to go in the jungle roots that on the other side of the tank. He likes to go in there and just chill in there. Don't ask me why, I really don't know. Yeah, Gary is a leucistic axolotl. He's not albino. You got your baby axolotl for about £200. It must be a special morph because 200 is really expensive.
That is a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, it must be at least either a split or
Just something you don't see. Because you know how there's tons and tons and tons.
Yeah, there is like a lot of rare morphs, like axolotls with different colors on them. That is really special, so they cost a lot. But like 200 would be the price for those kind of axolotls. But if you have an axolotl like Gary and you pay £200 for it, someone just made money on you because it's not the right price. Does Gary move a lot? It depends on the time. So right now Gary is kind of his awaking state because he's still sleepy, so he won't move a lot. His really active time is around 3 a.m. so it's not now. He still have a couple of hours before really waking up. Does Gary sleep with his eyes open like some fish? Yes, Gary does, because Gary doesn't have eyelids, so he can't blink. So yeah, he sleeps with his eyes all open. Does Gary only eat pellets? No, Gary doesn't eat only pellets. It's just that right now he doesn't like his worms anymore. We used to give him dendrobina worms as a main diet, but he doesn't like them at the time. It always goes on and off his worm. It depends on him. Sometimes he likes them, sometimes he doesn't. So when he doesn't, we replace them by pellets because he always likes pellets. So right now it's pellets. What is Gary's favorite food? I would say Gary's favorite food would be some snacks like bloodworms or salmon. He really likes salmon and shrimp. Do you put some kind of calcium powder in his food? If so, what brand? No, we don't. We don't put any calcium in his food. How big is Gary? My mom wants to know. So Gary is 28 centimeters. 28 centimeters of cuteness. Gary, I see you have your nose down, but I already gave you food today. Don't act like you're always hungry, Gary. Everybody knows you're a chunk. Everybody. Don't try to fool everyone thinking you're starving. You're not. How big in inches is he? Do you know that? How much is 28 centimeters in inches?
Well, it's a good thing I've got a Google. 11.
11 inches for Gary. What did you sew, Gary? What did you sew up there? Does he do tricks? Gary doesn't really do any tricks, to be honest. Maybe taking the pellets out of my fingers without trying to eat me is a trick. Because I know that other axolotls don't do that. They just eat their owner's fingers. But Gary doesn't do that. He's really gentle and he can catch the pellet just in between my fingers. Oh, thank you for the sub, Bizarre Budgie. He's not small, he's strong. He is. It's a he. Does he let you pet him in the tank? Yes. I just boop his nose. Just a boop. I don't really like stroke him or anything. Just a boop. Because I don't want to hurt his slime coat. Has Gary ever licked you when you have him food? No, Gary has a tongue, but he can't really stick out his tongue. It's just staying in, so he don't really pull it. He can't pull his tongue out. Always stays in. Is it true that they can regenerate lost limbs? Yes, it is. Gary actually lost a finger once. I don't know what he did, but he lost a finger and it just grew back. Like this. This is magical. Oh, thank you, Darkness Decide You I. Wow, that was hard. Thank you for joining us today. What are some interesting facts about Gary? So, one interesting fact is that he's always gonna act like he's starving, but he's not. This is Gary. What else does he do? He doesn't like to sleep in his house. He just likes to have his head out of the house and sleep. He also doesn't like to, this is weird for an axolotl, but he doesn't like to go in the dark places. He always stays like out in the light. I don't know, likes the light. I have no idea. He's really weird. Gary is a special axolotl. Is Gary lazy? Yes, he is. Can Gary breathe and smell? No. Can Gary breathe like smells? Yes, he can. That's how he knows that it's food. Well, I say that, but he can just eat everything and think it's food. So, but he does smell something. He does. He have nostrils. He have 2 little nostrils, and it's really cute.
That's like a pig.
No, it's not like a pig. Oh, you didn't. You didn't like that. You didn't like your dad called you a pig. Oh,
No, he
I
has a
know.
nostrils like a piggy.
He's not. Look at him. He's not like a pig. I know that you can't really see in the stream like the nose of Gary. Maybe you can. Like it's really like it's here. You have one here and one on the other side here. But I don't think the stream has a good quality enough to see the nostrils. I don't know, you tell me. But it's really, really cute and tiny. It's not like a pig. Don't say weird things like that. It's really not like a pig. Have you ever had a bird? So I had to look after birds, like some friends' birds at the time, at some point. Does this count? I really like to like feed the birds. Like I like to put like the little grains, seeds on my hand, and the bird would just come and eat the seeds. It's really cute. What animal can stay in an axolotl tank? So just axolotls. You can have only axolotls in axolotl's tank because they're if you put fish, they are really really messy and they can nip your axolotl's gill. And some of the fish, if Gary eats them, they have an enzyme called thiaminase that prevents axolotl from processing vitamins. So in the long run, your axolotl is gonna die from deficiency. So you don't want anything else than just axolotls in the tank because also other species would require another environment other than axolotls. So just axolotls together. Cute little guy smiling. Yes. What sand do you use? So we just use play sand, non-toxic sand, and that's it. It's like really sand that you actually take for babies to play with. I think it's that. Non-toxic play sand. Oh, is Gary's nose flat because he ran into the wrong wall when trying to get to Hogwarts Express? I like that. What happened if Gary gets mad? He would just like turn his back on us and that's it. That's all gonna happen. That's gonna happen. What are the bubbles inside the tank? It's just air bubbles. Is to make water movement at the surface so we don't have this film that forms when you don't have any water movement. And it's also oxygenating the tank, even though I don't think we need to because we already have like a lot of surface of oxygen exchange, but it's still good for the that top to not have this kind of coat above the water. I don't like it. Are they easy to take care of? No. Axolotls are not easy to take care of. It's really like it's easy when you know how to, but like for someone like us, like people like us, me and Gary's dad, we knew nothing about keeping an aquatic pet. So we had to learn absolutely everything and it was so stressful because like there is not so much information about axolotl care. We like when we had Gary 2 years ago, even if we did some research and there is some website and things, they don't all agree on the same care, so it's really hard to tell which one is right and which one is wrong. Now we know with experience, but like when you begin and you don't know anything, it's really, really stressful. So it's not easy in the beginning, but if you are dedicated and you want to like take a good care of your axolotl, then I think you'll do everything too. So it's gonna be fine. But the beginning is a bit hard. Now for us, it's more chill because we know things. But like when you start, it's really hard. The first 2 years were hard. Now that we are in our second years, it's more chill. How did you get bubbles in the tank? Are you obsessed with the bubbles? It's a device that we put under the sand, and we have an air pump that blows air in this device, and it just pops some air bubbles up. And that's it. Gary likes the bubbles, yes. He likes to play in the bubbles. He is not scared of them. I know that some axolotls don't like the bubbles at all. Gary doesn't care at all. He likes to, when he was young, he loved to swim in the bubbles. And now that he is all grown up, he likes to just be in the bubbles doing like face massage or things like that. Gary is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why is that? Is Gary old in axolotl years? No, he's not. He's still like a teenager. What are the best place to buy axolotls? Also, I know how to care of them because I watched a video on how to. I really want to buy one and have a lot of experience of taking care of fish. So what I would advise you is, I'm just gonna put this here. So what I would advise you is find a breeder in your area. It's more safe this way because you know where your axolotl is coming from and his genetics. So it's always better to go to a breeder, and you will have the extra care guide with them too. But then all breeders are not good too, so just maybe go on a Facebook group for axolotls and ask there who are the trusted breeders on the group, and then you can see. Oh, it's your birthday! Happy birthday, 01 Aviation. How big is your tank? What do you feed him? What do you use to keep the water at low temperatures? What are your water parameters? So how big is our tank? It's 50 gallon, 200 liters. What do you feed him? We feed him pellets. We used to feed him worms, but he don't like his worms anymore, so we will try again next month. What do you use to keep the water at low temperatures? We use a chiller, a holy chiller, so we never struggle with temperature. And what are your parameters? So Gary's tank is at 17.7 degrees Celsius, which I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's in the right range of keeping an axolotl, which is between 16 and 18, and it's 17.7. And what was the last one? That's all, I think. I think that's all. Is Gary sad now? No, Gary is not sad. He just like to put his head low because he thinks that there is food down, but there isn't. Gary is just acting like a piggy. Is Gary player of the game? Yes, Gary is always player of the game. What is Gary doing right now? He's not doing much. He's just living his axolotl life. And really, by not doing much, I really mean it. He's not doing much. How did you get that cool leaf background? So the background that you see, you have real plants at the in the tank, And outside the tank behind, it's a whole wall of leaf that you can buy on IKEA. IKEA? IKEA? I don't know how you say that. IKEA? I,
IKEA.
IKEA. Okay. So
Apparently, it's actually like IKEA.
IKEA.
Apparently, but everyone says IKEA.
IKEA.
That's how the Swedish say it.
Okay, so it's IKEA. And you can have that for like, here it's like £3, like a square of it. So you can buy plenty like we did and get yourself a whole wall of it. And it's really pretty in a room. Can axolotl have dreams? I don't know if axolotl have dreams when they sleep. I do not know. Where did you buy Gary? We got Gary at the pet shop. Oh, hello Violet the Ice Queen. Oh no, Hydro Gamers. You can't get an axolotl because it's illegal in your state. Yeah, it's not legal everywhere. But here in the UK, it's legal, and in most countries in Europe, it's legal. So we never have problems like this here. How did you get enough money for the axolotls? That's a really good question. So we didn't buy everything at once. Like it was more during the time. It took us 2 years to have everything set up for Gary. Like it's how much it cost. Like the last acquisition we made for Gary was the chiller. And before that, he didn't had this tank before. He had another tank before this one, which was really smaller than this one, twice smaller. Like Gary is Gary's tank right now is twice the size of what we had before. Did I miss anything? You missed everything. So just to do a little I don't know how to say that, but recap, yes. So Gary's website is on now, it's up, so I'm gonna put it again if I can. I cannot. Can you put the website again? Because I can't do it. So we have the website. On the website there is Gary's merch, old and new. There is the blog, which I'm gonna put more articles later. There is Discord, and there is Patreon. So if you are interested, just go check. Are axolotls blind? No, they are not. They just have a bad eyesight. Gary can really see us when we go near him. So he knows. Like even when I'm from afar, he knows that I'm here and he's just looking at me. And then I come closer, and when I move, he will just follow me. So he knows his eyesight is bad, but he still knows. What is the average money amount I should have to buy an axolotl? So I know that depending on your country, the cost will not be the same as for us here in the UK. Like aquarium costs so much compared to the US. So just do a list of what you need for your axolotl, and then you will decide do a list like how much is your aquarium, filter, chiller, substrate, decoration. I think is the main thing.
Wait a minute. Did you finish the recap?
Oh. I got carried by other questions. But basically, we just launched the website and Patreon, and that's it, really. So, for the other question, which is the average money amount you have to buy an axolotl, you just have to calculate how much will cost you to have a tank, a filter, a chiller, a substrate, hides, and water test kit, temperature measurer, and that's it. So it's the 7 basic things. And the water conditioner, yes, sorry. Water conditioner too. And food. Okay, it's 9 things now, I'm sorry. It's 9 things. Okay? So you just have to count all that and see how much you need. Is Gary a boy or a girl? Gary is a boy. Can Gary have babies? He could if he want to, but I am not ready to be a grandma, and I know that Gary doesn't have a really good genetics, so I don't think we should breed Gary. That's it. Will Gary have a boy buddy or a girlfriend? Gary would have a boy buddy. Did you feed Gary? Yes, I did. We did this morning. Gary, why do you always act like you're so hungry? Everybody knows you're a chunk. You can't fool everyone. Hello. Person in Japanese that I can't read the name. Do you know what Minecraft is? Yes, we do. And we even have our own Minecraft private server that you can have access to on our Discord. How can a boy axolotl have baby? So he will need a girl axolotl to have baby with. But we don't want to take an axolotl girl, so Gary won't have any babies. Not anytime soon, anyway. Because when axolotl have babies, it's 100 of them, and I don't feel like I have the energy to take care of 100 baby axolotls right now. What's on the TV? It's Final Fantasy XIV. We are Final Fantasy XIV players. Hello, Adrian. Oh, I cannot read Japanese. I'm so sorry. So I have no idea what you were saying.
Wait.
Do you know what the Caves and Cliffs update is on Minecraft? Yes, it's the arrival of Gary in the game. Gary, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're being goofy? You're being goofy, Gary? Yes. How did you name Gary the axolotl? Or axolotl Gary? It's just because it's Gary's dad who named him like that. When we went out to the pet shop, he just said that he looks like a Gary, so we just named him Gary, and that's it. Oh, we just got 2 babies axolotl today. I love baby axolotl, they're so cute. Don't worry, you're cute too, Gary, even though you're not a baby. You'll put Gary in a special tent. You will have your own Gary in Minecraft. Can Gary poop? Yes, of course he can. And don't worry, he does. Has Gary ever played dead on you? Never. My god. I hope he's never gonna do that. We would have a heart attack if he ever does that. Oh, two baby Lucy's. I love baby Axolotl so much. Yeah, I know Hamtaro. What are you doing, Gary? I have to follow you now. No, Gary never played dead on us. He never did. Are you excited that Gary is going to be in Minecraft? Yes. I want my own Gary in the game. I actually never played Minecraft in my life. I am so sorry. I know that everybody did, except me. Oh, I want an axolotl, but I feel so unprepared. It's always like that. You have to do your research first. And there is kind of a lot to learn about axolotls before having them. But once you know like the basics, then you're gonna be good to go. What do you want to do, Gary? I don't know. Oh, I love baby axolotl. Oh yeah, where are you going, Gary? You're too quick for me. You are too quick, Gary. I can't read. What machine makes the floaty bubbles? It's just an air pump. Gary. Is Gary able to have a small toy to play with? Like a beach ball? So Gary used to have a moss ball with him, but they died because we don't put a lot of light in the tank. I'm sorry, moss balls. And he used to play football with them. He was always putting them in his house. How do I become commander of Cuteness? So the commander of Cuteness, I think, is the first tier of Patreon. Oh, I'm legit wearing an axolotl shirt saying relax a lot. Who's Gary's dad? Gary's dad is Gary's dad. What do you mean?
It's me.
Yeah. How do I do that? So, Taco, you can go on the website and there is a Patreon section. Just go on it. Click on whatever image or Patreon things that will lead you to the page, Patreon page. And then you just have to subscribe to the first tier of Patreon that we set. And that's it. You will be good to go. How do you know when an axolotl is asleep? So you just have to... Let me do this, that's easy, yes. Oh, thank you, Pine Cones, for joining us today. So wait, what was the question? How do you know when axolotls are asleep? So you just have to spot them doing nothing and just resting. and having their gills going more whitish, and that's when we know that Gary is sleeping. Gary, I can't hold the camera and read the comment at the same time. Excuse me. I need to change position. Yes. So, now I can read. Okay, Taku. Bye, Golden Gadget Unicorn. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yes, we'll see you next Sunday. Wait, Gary, where are you going now? How do you catch an axolotl? You don't really catch an axolotl, you buy it. You can't really catch axolotls. I made you a drawing. Where do I send it to you? I only have YouTube. So you can send it by mail. We have our mail in the About section. So you can find it here, so you can send us the fan art. What state are you in? We are not in the US, we are in the UK. Are you thinking of doing a face reveal anytime soon? Not anytime soon. Maybe when we reach 100k subscribers, I will consider doing it. Gary is so handsome. Yes, Gary is. Where did you find yours? I didn't found it. I bought Gary in a pet shop. Is Gary an albino? No, Gary is a leucistic axolotl because he have dark eyes, dark black eyes. Albinos have reddish eyes. Oh, the shop is in Leeds, in the UK. I don't remember. Is it Pets at Home or Pause for Thoughts? I don't remember.
Pause for thought.
Pause for Thoughts. Oh, you have the same type of axolotl, just female. So the females are more chunkier than Gary. Her name is Annie. How did you get the bubbles through the tank? So we have like a pump. You can actually see the wire here. So it's under the sand and it goes behind the log and it goes up here. You can still see the tube and it goes up. And there's just water, like not water but air going in, and that's it. That's how it does. How big is Gary's tank? So Gary's tank is a 200 liter, which is 50 gallon in gallon. Because I know a lot of you count in gallon, but we count in liters. What kind of food do they eat? So Gary eats pellets at the moment because he doesn't want to eat his worms anymore. He's being picky. I have a golden one as a friend. By the way, this is Watermelon speaking. Can Gary eat fish? So he could if he wanted to, but I'm sorry. I don't really feed Gary fish at all. Can you give a tour and face reveal in the future? In the future, maybe. Ah, Gary, where are you going? Oh, question. Does Gary nibble on the bubble? On the bubble wire? No, he doesn't. Can you remember me when you get famous? Yes, I always remember people. Can you play with him, please? It's so cute when you do. We can't because we already fed Gary today, so we can't go back in his tank. Can't play with Gary too much because we don't want to hurt his slime coat. How often do you feed axolotls? So we do it once every 2 days because Gary is a chunky boy and he demands food all the time. If he could, he would eat every day, but we don't want Gary to like be overweight, so we don't give him every day. My axolotl love her worms. Good for you, because Gary doesn't like ours. It depends. Sometimes he loves them and sometimes he just doesn't. But before he could eat like a live worm, no problem. But now he is really fussy. He doesn't like when it wiggles, so we need to blanch them before giving them to Gary. Like, he's being really difficult with worms lately, so the pellets is a really good staple diet for him right now. Oh, thank you for watching our new videos. Yeah, I know that usually axolotls love the worms, but I don't know what's happening with Gary. He doesn't like it. I don't know why. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like when it wiggles. He doesn't like it at all. He would like eat the worm and spit it out because he just doesn't like when it wiggles. Yeah, the worms is like terrible. Is Gary gonna watch the Super Bowl? I don't think we have any Super Bowl here in the UK, so I guess not. He's not gonna watch it. How old is Gary in human age? I wouldn't know how much it would be in human age. Knowing that they can live up to around 15 years, I think you should multiply that by, I don't know, maybe 5, 4? I don't know. But Gary is still a teenager or a child in Axolotl's age. Oh, my Axolotl Ichigo is watching with me. That is really cute. Does Gary take naps? Yes, he does. Sometimes he just, like during the day, he's just gonna walk and then just stop and just do nothing for hours. So I assume he is taking a nap. Are you going to have a friend for him? Yes, we will in the future. Not now, but later. Oh my god, Taco. That is a lot of emoji. Any recommendation for my 2 babies axolotl? What do you mean? Like care? Like generic care about baby axolotl is that you have to feed them twice a day because they need as much nutrients as they can, because babies axolotl grow a lot and really fast, so they need all the energy. What else? I don't know if you have like something with your temperature, but you have to be careful of fungus. So I would drop an almond leaf if I was you, to prevent any fungus infection. How long do they live? Around 15 years. How fast does Gary regenerate? So when he lost his finger, it took a month, a bit more than a month, to fully grow back his finger. Does it hurt when an axolotl bites you? It doesn't, because axolotls don't have teeth, so they can't really like hurt you. And when they eat, it's more hovering food than actually chewing it, so they don't really have force in biting. It's really kind of cute when they try to bite you. Oh, you're going, Taco? Thank you for joining us today. Yeah, a bit more than a month, but for Gary, it wasn't a full limb, it was just a finger, so might be quicker. Can Gary eat bees? No, he can't. Oh, yeah. Oh, axolotls technically vacuums when they eat. Yes, they are. No, axolotls can't hurt you. It won't do anything when they bite. It would just surprise you because it's super quick when they do that, but that's about it. Bye, Lord Turken. Thank you for joining us today. I didn't really expect a lot of you showing up today because I changed the hour of the live stream, so it's completely fine. And it's already been an hour and a half, so it's time to say bye-bye to Gary. I have one last not so good news. It's that we are gonna stop doing live twice a week, and we are just gonna stick to do live once a week, and it's gonna be every Sunday. So we are skipping the Wednesday live and do only the Sunday live, because I like the channel and everything. As I'm alone doing everything, it takes me so much time, so I can't really do everything. So I need to sacrifice one day of live, which is gonna be the Wednesday. So you're still gonna get the Sunday live, so that's still that. So I'm sorry for the one who were usually attending the Wednesday live. I can't do that anymore. Oh, Gary, where are you going? Gary, you're too quick. I can't read people's... Can you do another video of playing with Gary though? Yes, I can try. But I still have a lot of things to do before even filming anything, so I will try to do another playing with Gary, but Gary is way too big to go on my hand now. He can't really. So we'll try. So, thank you everyone for joining today. I know we postponed it and it was really like sudden. So thank you all for attending today. I hope that you enjoy the stream, and go check the website from time to time. We'll post more blog posts, and I will see you next Sunday. Good night everyone. Say bye Gary. Say bye bye. Bye everyone. No Gary, this was a bye. This was not a nom. Oh Gary, you chunky boy. Bye.